And I will start with introduction to Udara Roga. Udara Roga, as the name suggests, it's a pathology that happens in the Udara or the abdomen. So here there is a generalized distension or enlargement of abdomen, maybe due to various kinds of etiology. In Ayurveda, it's told that there are many types of Udara Roga or Rogas which leads to distension of abdomen, and all types of Udara, if neglected, it ends up in Jalodara, which is ascites. The condition Jalodara is usually correlated with the modern condition called ascites, that is accumulation of fluid in the peritoneal cavity. But the term Udara, the chapter Udara deals with all types of generalized distension in the which causes or that causes enlargement of the abdomen. The word ascites usually comes from the Greek word ascos, which means a bag or bladder. So that is similar to what the pathology explained in Jalodara. There is accumulation of jala or any other materials leading to enlargement of the abdomen or the convexity of the abdomen. And this ascites, that means this distension is not only, or this condition is not only limited to ascites, but also include gaseous distension due to any causes. Then hepatomegaly or splenomegaly, the liver enlarges or the spleen enlarges and leading to increased size of the abdomen. Then intestinal obstruction, sometimes intestines get obstructed due to various reasons, which can lead to distension of abdomen, and also a condition called as intestinal perforation, when an ulcer occurs and it perforates. Fluid accumulation or the pus collection also occurs in the peritoneal cavity, leading to distension of abdomen. So all these conditions are generally considered under the term Udara Roga in Ayurveda. Udara in Ayurveda is considered as one among the Ashtamahagada, or the 8 diseases which are having less prognosis chances, or they're having more complex complications. Udara is one of the diseases which is having constant Agnimandya, or Agnidushti is present throughout. And we can see that many other diseases are also there, or many diseases, almost all diseases in Ayurveda is explained as the root cause is Agnimandya. But especially Atisara, Grahani, Arshas, these conditions, Udara, all these conditions have Agnimandya in common, evident Agnimandya in common, and among these also Udara is having the most Agnidushana. Because we can see in the Nidanas and Samprapthi, we can see an ongoing Mala Sanchaya, means the constant Mala Sanchaya, accumulation of Vikrita, Rupi doshas or Malas is happening, is going on throughout the pathogenesis along with Agnimandya, and that accumulation keeps on increasing the Agnidushti and the Srotarodha, and both of these will lead to Srotarodha. Constant Malasanchaya and Agnidushti affects the Srotas and Srotarodha. These three factors are always present in the pathogenesis of Udara, making it a complex condition. That can be explained as the aggravation of a digestive and metabolic waste products, because this Malasanchaya includes accumulation of digestive waste products or metabolic waste products. So that should be expelled, but that's not going. There is Srotarodha, and it increases the Srotarodha and the subsequent Agnidushti. So aggravation of digestive and metabolic waste products in Sharira because of the defective digestive fire is the main reason of Udara. We'll see the derivation of Udara. According to Vachaspati, the term Udara is derived from Ud plus Ra plus A pratyaya. Utruchadi Gachadidi Udaram, or the term Udgamana is being explained, that indicates the convexity of abdomen. So it's derived from Udgamana, or the convexity of abdomen. It's also called as Udari, Udaramaya or Shodha, since there is accumulation and distension, edematous distension. Atra udarastho rogo api udara shabdena uchyate. So udara shabdena means The term Udara Shabda has been given because the disease is manifesting in the Udara Pradesha. According to Charaka, yasya vada prakopita tvang mamsantaram ashrita shodam janayet kuksha udaram tasya jayate. So we can see that there is vata prakopa or dosha prakopa in general. It leads to some kind of edematous manifestation between the tvak, mamsa, antara, between the layers of tvak and mamsa, leading to distension of abdomen. So when we consider ascites also, it is we can see that there is accumulation of fluid is occurring between two layers, that is the peritoneal visceral and the peritoneum. So between that peritoneal cavity is present, so accumulation of fluid is occurring between those two layers. So similarly, it is being mentioned generally that it is between tvak and mamsa in Ayurveda. Also, Ashtanga it's mentioned that Roga Sarve api mandagno sutara mudaranicha. Roga Sarve api mandagno. So almost all rogas are manifested due to mandagni. Sutara mudaranicha, especially Udara. That is what I told in previous slide. That is in Udara. That is constant malasanchaya and Agnidushti going on. So it is important among all those diseases which is occurring due to mandagni. Ajirnath maline channer jayante malasanjayat. Ajirnath due to indigestion. So various kinds of ajirna has been mentioned like vidakta ajirna, vittabda ajirna, rasashesha ajirna, ama ajirna. So any kind of ajirna, that ajirna indigestion and maline channe. Maline means dirty or adulterated or junk food, and that kind of ashuji bhojana we take, uncooked food we take, it leads to any kind of ajirna depending on the prakriti of the person and the dosha dushti. It leads to malasanjaya, accumulation of waste products in the body. And the Vektasthana is Udara, hence the name Udara Roga is given in particular. Charaka in his Chikitasana has repeated all these things in his Nidana, that is Agni Dosha and Manushyana, Roga Sankhya, Pradak Vidha. Agni dosha manishyanam roga sankhya. So Agni dosha is the main reason for the different types of roga sankhya, different types of diseases occurring to humans. Malavriddhya pravartande visheshana udaranitu. Malavriddhi is that accumulation of malarupi dosha. That is the reason for especially all these conditions, especially Udara. Mande akno maliner bhukti. It is due to the malina bhojana we adopt and leading to mandagni or agni dushti, apaka and indigestion. Agni dushti leads to indigestion and dosha sanchaya, accumulation of mala. So this is a cycle. This happens. We keeps on indulging in malina bhojana. Agni dushti keeps on happening, indigestion keeps on happening, accumulation of indigestion parts keeps on happening, or the dosha sanchaya or the mala sanchaya keeps on happening, and Udara is manifested as a result of this. So after explaining the concept in short, Charaka has enumerated or listed out the various nidanas which I have classified into aharaja and viharaja nidanas in this side. So in the first line it is mentioned Atyuksha Lavana Kshara Vidahi Amla Rasa Ashanat. So intake of foods having all these rasas and gunas. Atyushna Lavana Kshara. So all these have Tikshna gunas and it causes Dhatu Bhaga and Dhatu Shaitilya and also Agni Dushna. So Agni Dushti is the main factor. All these rasas in excess. Then Mithya Samsarjana. Samsarjana Karma is those procedure which has to be done after the Panchakarma to normalize the Agni. So if it is not done properly, then again Agni Dushti, it keeps on continuing. Then also Viruddha Hara, Ashuchi Hara, also explained earlier. Then Pliha Arsha Grahani Dosha Karshanat Karma Vipramad. Pliha Arsha Grahani Dosha Karshanat and Karma Vipramad. Improper treatment is given to such conditions like pliha arsha, pliha roga, spleen, arshas, grahani, all these persons who are affected with all these conditions. If proper treatment is not given, also klishtana apradhikarata, also serious conditions. If treatment is not given to persons in serious conditions, it can lead to further accumulation of mala, leading to Udara Roga, Raukshyad Vegadharanat, then Shrotasam Dushanat, Samchobhat and Adipurna is also explained. Means Sankshobha and Adipurna means those ahara vihara which affects the abdominal pressure or excess eating, like excess eating or something like that, which will increase the abdominal pressure in general. It leads to Vayuvrithi in the Sharira. Then Arshavali, Shakrat Rodha, the Antras Vudana Bhedanat. So all these are pathological conditions which can cause Udara Roga as a complication. And then Arshas, presence of Arshas, then Shakrat Rodha, that is obstruction, and then Antras Vudana Bhedana, that is intestinal perforation. All these I mentioned earlier. Intestinal obstruction and perforations, all these conditions, it can cause Udara Roga. Then Ati Sanchita Doshana, Papa Karmam Churma. Also, Papa Karma has been explained. That is the deeds of our previous birth is also explained. All these leads to Ati Sanchita Dosha or the Mala Sanjaya and produces Udarana Upajayande, leads to Udara, formation of Udara, Mandagni, Visheshadan, and simultaneous Mandagni, which is present. So when we see all these Nidanas, we can see that it can cause all the Nidanas. It causes Agni Dushti. Agni Dushti is the main reason, and Dhadu Paka also, Dhadu Shaidhilya, which leads to the progression of the pathology. Now we'll come to the classification of Udara. It is of 8 types. That is Pratak Thosha Samastaischa Pliha Baddha Kshadodagai. Sambhavati Udaranyashtau Tesham Lingam Pratak Shruno. So Pratak Dosha, it is Vataja, Pittaja and Kafaja. Samastaischa, that is Rudoshaja. Then Pliha Udara, Pliha Baddha Gudodara. Then Shata Udara. Shata means injury. So it can be Akantuja also. And Udakodara or Jalodara. So Doshaja is also called as Dushyodara. Then almost all the acharyas are having the similar opinion, as Udara is of 8 types. Now we'll come to the samprapthi of Udara. This prana agni apanan sandushya margan rutva adharotaran. Tok mamsantaramagamya kukshimatmapayan vrisham janayatyudaram tasyahit. And then Rudhva Svedambu Vahini Dosha Srotamsi Sanchita Prana Agni Apana Sandushya Janayat Yudaram Nranam. So in both these slokas have the similar meaning. It starts with Dosha Srotamsi Sanchita. So there is constant accumulation of mala, as I have told. Rudhva Adhara Uttaran, in the first sloka, Srotas. Urtha Srotas and other Srotas, both are obstructed. So what kind of Srotas are involved? Sveda Ambu Vahini. Sweda Srotas and Ambova Srotas are involved. It leads to vitiation of Prana, Agni and Apana. So there is a simultaneous vitiation of Pranava Srotas or Pranavayu, Apanavayu, and Vanavayu, of course. And Agni. Agni Dushti is there. So when Agni Dushti is there, Samanavayu is also vitiated. So all these causes accumulation of something in the accumulation of these Jaliya Dhadus or the Mala in the Twak Mamsantara, between the Twak and Mamsa of the Kukshi Pradesha, leading to the manifestation of Udara. So on explaining the slokas, we can say that the accumulated Malarupi dosha. So there is constant Mala Sanchaya present, and constant Mala Sanchaya, Sanchaya means accumulation. It affects, obviously it is going to affect the Agni. This Agni, when it gets destroyed, it hampers the formation and functioning of Rasadhatu and the Malas like Sveda, and generally the Ambu or the Kleda in the Sharira. And also affects the prana, vyana and apana vayu. And when vyana vayu, etc., all these are affected, it affects the circulation of these rasadi, drava dhatus and the jaliya amsha of the sharira. And if circulation is affected, there is accumulation and the ongoing accumulation. So all these leads to vimarga gamana, or it leaves this normal passage and it gets somewhere else and it starts acute passage. The Vimargamana and the collection of Jaliya Dhadus in Twak and Mamsa, Andhra Pradesh. So here the Vimargamana is occurring between the Twak and Mamsa Andhra Pradesh in the Kukshi. And slowly this collection of Jaliya Dhadus in those Pradesha shows how Redima it starts manifesting. And once this start manifesting, there is the Sanchita Mala dosha is keeping on progressing in this condition. So that is the peculiarity of Udara, and in the treatment also we have to focus on that thing to remove the Sanchita Mala dosha, or they remove the accumulated fluid from the Udara. So that is the main treatment. Even the in ascites also paracentesis is considered as one of the treatment, that is removing the accumulated fluid. So if you are not removing the accumulated fluid, that means the Mala Sanchaya is going on happening and the Jalaya Dhatu is more and more accumulated further. It vitiates again the Sweda and Ambuva Shrotas, and it's a cycle of vitiation. Again Prana, Agni and Apana are vitiated. And again accumulation of fluid occurs, and slowly all the lakshanas of Udara manifest, and the Udara Roga it manifests as a whole disease in the person. Varpada has also mentioned the similar concept, that is Urdhva Tadhadva Rudhva Vahini Rambo Vahini Prana Agni Apana and Sandoshya Kuryat Twang Mamsa Sandhika Atmapya Kukshim Udaram. So Urdhva Tadhadva again, there is Mala Sanjaya and vitiated doshas leading to Shrotarodha in Urdhva Adho Ambavahi Srotas. And again Prana Agni Apana Sandushya, there is Dushti of Agni and Pranavayu and Apanavayu. So this Dushti leads to increased Shrotarodha again the cycle, and the retention of Jaliya Dhadus which had to be expelled out. It's not going out, it's collected in the Kukshi, and it's attaining Vimargamana and it's getting collected between Twaka and Mamsa, leading to Atmana of the Kukshi. So same concept is being explained by Varpada also.